What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning in to another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, back for the millionth time today for the NFL Draft Recap. We're going to take a look at the Eagles 2024 draft class here, and what a wild past few days it's been. I've also got the list of undrafted free agents. I've got the future picks, the updated depth chart, everything you need to know, all those trades that happened. You will be updated on everything that happened. We'll go through the order, show what happened here the last few days in case you missed anything. But we'll recap it as always. And then tomorrow I will try. We'll see how I'm going to do that. Look, tomorrow's going to be crazy for me, but I'm going to try to put together the undrafted free agent signings. There's only going to be 7 of them. So, look, it'll be nice for me not having to break down even more. But, yeah, how about it, dude? Cannot wait, dude, for this season to start. I'm excited. Can't wait to break all these things down this offseason. And let's go, baby. And I'm very excited for Sicko season to continue and break all this down. So let's get this rocking and rolling here. Any questions, comments you guys have? But here are the undrafted free agent signings as of right now. So you've got McCollin Castles out of Tennessee, Gabe Hall out of Baylor. We talked about him. I do like him. Somebody that, I feel can play a little inside outside. One of those tweener pieces that I'm intrigued by. More of a Jomo-esque. But Talik Keaton, Kendall Milton, Andre Sam, I really like that pickup. Another one of those versatile pieces who can play a little bit of nickel, a little bit of safety. So I like his skill set. We'll break all those guys down tomorrow and whoever the other guys remaining. And we have a mini camp tryout through the International Player Program. This guy's a track and field star, I guess. Praise Olatake from Ohio State. So I'll dig into all these guys and make a video as I do each year, breaking down all of these undrafted free agents. But we're going to take a look at our draft picks. And holy hell, Howie, you sick son of a, let's go. So, man, I don't really know how to put into words how excited I am about this draft class. And, you see, I made this little graphic for, the photo here, and I just think that man, I just putting it together, I was like, holy shit, like this is nuts, dude. We talked about getting help in the secondary. We do that with the top picks. We get edge help there with Jalen Hunt. We already have Bryce up here. Nolan Smith was drafted last year, so Sweat and Graham, nice little rotation going there, and some other reserve future guys, Aquara, so look, Shipley, I think, compete with Kenny Gainwell behind Barkley. Love that with Terry and Davis. We'll look at the depth chart. I'll stop naming everybody. But Aeneas Smith, I think he can beat out, Paris Campbell there. I think Johnny Wilson can beat out Devontae Parker. I think a lot of talent here added in this draft. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., let's go, dude. Trevor Keegan, Dylan McMahon. I just blown away by this draft. And you guys know 7 out of 9 of these guys, only McMahon and Keegan were not in my top fits. But what's so funny is I told you about the O-line. That was just the one position I really didn't have time to study, and I wanted to get it out because work was making me really run behind on this draft show. So too funny. But those other 7 guys, I liked each and every one of them, and I played you those videos. I'm beyond thrilled. Let me know how you're feeling. Who is your favorite pick? Who's your sleeper here? I'm going to break it all down, go through each and every one of these picks. But let's get it going. So the Eagles somehow, quarterbacks and all these offensive players just, keep going, and the defensive players keep falling. And we get Quinyon Mitchell, and I just, oh my God, I still can't believe it. We got the best cornerback in this draft. So, I mean, I can't stress enough, how well he plays in zone, and we talk about his interceptions and his level of competition, this, that, the other thing. I don't care, man. The 4.3 40, all that stuff, dude. This kid is the real deal. He's legit, and I think he's got a bright future here. He's going to learn from Slay and Bradbury for however long they're here. And look at these guys, bunch of secondary pieces. You'll see the depth chart. They're going to be competing. So I was thrilled after day 1, and we talked about what could become of day 2, and we talked about trading. Maybe we trade up for somebody, and my God, they start off with a bang, and they trade with the Commanders here, and you can see we get pick 40, also get 78 and 152, gave them 50, 53, and 161. I thought that was a fleece job to be able to go up and get what you want for a divisional opponent to give that to you for really not much. You move up 10, you move back 25 there. And then, you move up 9 in the fifth round. So I just thought that was a great trade because you obviously drafted Cooper to Gene then. And like what? So you get the top like 2 guys that would help this team. One, I think obviously outside for the future. This guy can play all over and he can play outside if you want, but I think he's really going to help you as a nickel, as a safety, and dude, just a weapon on the defensive side of the field. And we talked about his, ability to help in the return game too. So I thought that was a fantastic pick in the second round. So I was blown away. And we talked about, we had all those picks and, then the Eagles, they like to get wild. So we got rid of obviously those picks to the Commanders, but then in the third round, we start, the next part of the draft, and it's like, well, we'll get somebody at 78 here, right? Well, they give it to the Texans. They get 86 and 123. So we're all patiently waiting. Okay, pick 86. Here we go. And then they trade that to the 49ers, and we get 94 and 132. And I thought, again, okay, if you're going to get who you want, you're acquiring more picks. I'm all about it. And the next pick, a lot of people didn't know who he was, but you guys know one of my top fits. And we talked about why he fits in so well. We talked about how, he used to weigh 190 pounds when he played safety, and now up to 252. The kid, he is somebody I think is going to really be helpful, not only on special teams, but as part of the rotation. And, give him time to develop, man. If he's not an all-pro after week 1, let's not lose our minds here. But, I think this kid's very talented, and you guys know I had him in my top fits for a reason. So excited to see him here. And then, oh, man, we get wild. So we start off today, and we're waiting for pick 120, right? And they, of course, just traded away. But we knew 123, 132, they were coming. So, okay, we get rid of that one, and we got a third-round pick for next year. And I talked about how many picks we had. I thought we could maybe acquire some stuff for next year. And, oh, my God, Howie, dude, this was the most trades since 1990. Like, that's insane in a draft. So, wild, but we get that third round pick. Okay, so 123, right? Not doing that either. So we trade 123, get 127, and this is where we get that fifth round pick for next year. So we picked up another fifth rounder after we just picked up a third rounder. So hell yeah, 2 more picks for next year. And then with that 127th pick in that fourth round, we get Will Shipley. And you guys know he was one of my top fits, and a dual threat back that I like the future of. And I think he could, beat out Kenny Gainwell. Very excited for his game. So I was pumped up there, and I was like, all right, dude. So what are we going to do here at 132 after getting Shipley? I'm pumped up. Well, they trade that to the Lions, and the Lions, they get 132 and 210. And well, we get 164. Pick 201, and then we acquire a fourth round pick. So now we have gotten a third, fourth, and fifth round pick next year, just in that small little part there today in the third and fourth round. So hell yeah, Howie, you sick son of a. Now at pick at 152 here, we then finally pick. And now we're in the fifth round. And I thought that great way to start. Another one of my top fits, Aeneas Smith. We talk about him in the slot. Yeah, he's a smaller guy, 5'9", 190, 200-ish. So I think that this is a kid that's going to develop. But we talked about he can help you, not only in the passing game, but in the running game, maybe some end arounds, however you want to get him the ball. But he's a punt returner, a kick returner. He just makes plays, dude. He had like 4 return touchdowns and, or 4 rush touchdowns, 2 return touchdowns. So he's just somebody that I think, I am a big fan of. We'll look at all their stats here in a second, but I'm a big fan of Aeneas Smith, and I was pumped to see us get him there in the fifth. And then those son of a, you see another trade come in, and well, this time we're moving up. So we give the Colts 164 and then give them that 201 we just got from the Lions, and we get 155 for, oh yeah, Axeman Jr. I grew up going to watch Jeremiah Trotter at training camp. That really makes me feel old as hell now that his son is being drafted by the Eagles, and I can't believe it. I can't imagine how they feel, how Trot feels. The Axeman, one of my favorite players, me and my pop were talking about. I'm just a huge fan of Trotter. He's always going to go down as one of my favorites, so pretty cool. You guys hear my story when I was a kid and I got to meet him, and dude, his hands were bigger than my head. Like, I truly love Trotter, dude. Signed my brother's jersey. He has it hanging up, framed in his house. It was a really cool day. But to see his son now on the Eagles, that's pretty awesome, man. And we talked about probably 4th, 5th round for him. I know a lot of people wanted him at 22. I was not on that train, and not to knock on him. He just, some work and little, people say undersized, but I think he's just fine. I think he'll be all right. I love his game. I think he's going to play with an extra little spark here being in Philly. He wants 54. That his dad wore, of course, and I'd love to see him wearing it. So let's go, baby. But, of course, after that, the Eagles go ahead and trade away their 5th round pick in 171 because, remember, we had 171 and 172 back-to-back. So we get rid of that first one, and we pick up 2 6th round picks that are coming up. You see 14 and then 19 picks later. So 185, 190, and the Jets move up there. That's great. So with that next pick, 172, we end up taking Trevor Keegan, and this dude didn't allow a sack last year. Pumped up to see him in all of his starts, 15 games at guard, so he can come in here, compete with Steen, Hennessy. I really like that pick, so a fan of that. And look, man, Howie is just a 6'6" son of a. But then you get into the 6th round, and stone cold stunner to me, man. You guys know Johnny Wilson was my number 1 wide receiver that I wanted this offseason, and some people will say he's a project, and he is raw, and that's okay, man. But at that size, at what he brings to the table, I think I explained it pretty thoroughly in those breakdowns. But Johnny Wilson, to me, no brainer if he's fallen in this draft. And I did not think he would fall all the way to the 6th. That's a no brainer pick to me. Bringing a 6'6" guy to throw in there with AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Aeneas Smith. I'm gonna have to get another Smith jersey, I guess. And then you've got, Covey hopefully developing, Paris Campbell, Devontae Parker, a lot of guys competing this offseason. That's what we wanted to see, competition. And I'm all about adding Johnny Wilson here, so I was pumped. And then they finish off the draft with another lineman, which we needed O-line depth. We talked about that. So you get Dylan McMahon here. And it's funny because I talked about linebackers, O-line, wide receivers today, running back. We get all those things that, people were complaining because of, getting defensive backs. And it's like, dude, we had an edge, as well that we got yesterday. So I thought, man, we did really, really well this year. And I'm excited about this draft, and I'll show you what the depth chart looks like. And I'll add all of these undrafted kids and tinker with this and add some people in other places. But you can see the ones that are green with the white outline. Those are your rookies. Anybody that's just green is a free agent or was traded for, Kenny Pickett. Anyone in gray there are reserve future signings. But man, oh man, is this team filling out pretty nicely. And I feel much better at wide receiver and running back. Quarterback, I said we're not going to add there. I feel pretty comfortable there. Tight end. Maybe you get an undrafted kid in there. We'll see. Other than the one you have, Castles, sure, we'll see. But Zoma there, I think, him and Goddard, that's an okay there 1-2 punch. But Calcaterra, Alberto, Jenkins, Togiai, someone's going to have to step it up. O-line, I feel much, much better now that you added McMahon and you added Keegan. I like Fred Johnson, but I could see them, going for more there and, obviously undrafted free agents and signing people. But we don't, like I said, we're only signing 7 undrafted kids because we don't have roster space. We already have a lot of these guys filled out with reserve future guys. So the defense here, yeah, you got Hunt, you got Trotter, you got Mitchell, you got DeJean in there. And you can see I have Mitchell and DeJean starting off the bat, and I added a DB position, not nickel corner, because I just want you to understand, like, there is a difference. And, more so the big nickel you're seeing there is that dime backer, but they do way more than just that. They can play safety, all kinds of stuff. And, Sidney Brown fits that mold, but he can be, any of these guys can be the starter at safety over Reed Blankenship. I think, adding just depth, showing you that we have depth and a lot of corners there. So wanted to move Garner and Goodrich down there and show you their versatility as well. But we've got a lot of guys here, and I can't wait to see how the cornerback position plays out, because you got Slay, Mitchell, Rogers, Maddox, Bradbury, Ringo, Ricks, Joe, McPherson, Hall was brought in, and you got Mullen returning. So it's competition here, man. And linebacker, everybody's freaking out, but it's like, dude, you got Devin White, Burks, and Vaughn brought in here. Obviously, Nakobe Dean still here, but you got Trotter brought in. And, guys like Brandon Smith, Terrell Lewis, they're versatile pieces that can play, the edge, and I think more so they're better there. Ben Van Sumeren, He just learning linebacker last year. I thought he did well. So you've got pieces there now. And edge, dude, I think adding Hunt, people talking about you need more. I think Sweat, Huff, Nolan Smith, Brandon Graham, and then, Hunt continues to progress and get better. You got Patrick Johnson, Aquara, Jackson here. I mentioned Smith and Lewis, and that we've got versatile pieces here that, guys like Nolan Smith, Patrick Johnson, who can play off ball as well. So a lot of things this team can do. And I can't wait to break down this defense for you because it's going to be fun. But you can see the special teams here as well. And to me, man, you got DeGene, Shipley, Smith, all can help you out there. And that to me, after you already added Rogers, Campbell, and even a guy like Tyler Hall can help. Great job, Howie Roseman. Great job, Philadelphia Eagles. I'm stunned by this draft, and I can't believe it. So you let me know who your favorites are, what your draft grade is, whatever, thoughts you have on, these guys. I'd love to hear it. We're going to jump over here wherever we left off and figure it out from there. But Sean, my man, A+ in this draft, indeed. Joe, yes, indeed. So I'm all about it, dude. And Hunt, I thought, obviously a great pickup, a great fit for the Eagles. What a draft indeed, China. And I can't believe it, man. It's just Howie being Howie. So effective Howie was this year, man. Like I was saying, the most trades since 1990. And you heard people complaining, but it's like, you don't understand what's going on. Just say that because he was making banger trades. So what up, Big Pimpin'? I saw that, China. That was great. It was truly great. And I appreciate that, man. I do. I cannot thank you enough for that, Sean. Try to do everything I can while I'm like on a live stream with you these past few days. It's been insane, dude. But I definitely wouldn't be getting frustrated because they were great moves. So that's just kind of how it works. And you got to know what's going on here, man. That's just Howie being a stone cold killer, dude. 3rd, 4th, and 5th rounders for next year. Insane. Like, not only did you have a killer draft, you added what I just said there. That's insane. And yeah, it was awesome, Jackson. It was truly awesome. Dude, it was a great draft. We're going to add undrafted guys. He wants to trade people and trade people away. He will, dude. So trust me, that stuff's coming. And we need like roster spots. Actually, I think we're going to go over. So, yeah, it's awesome. I can't wait to go, to games, and hopefully I'll get to meet him when I'm working with the Eagles and just reminisce. Just comment on the other video, thinking about it was live, dude. Hey, that's all right. I'm just glad you're here. I like the Keegan pick too. It's a good pickup. A lot of intriguing undrafted kids I saw out there. So I'm just excited about teams and graduate. No doubt, Sean. That's what I need people to join me. Join us sickos here as we get everyone on board with this Super Bowl team, because I try to break it down as much as I could what was coming in the draft and free agency. And my God, it was better than I could have ever broke down for you. So I'm sticking to, we're not only angry, we're coming for that trophy. So, yeah, Johnny Wilson's a stud. I'm all about it, dude. I thought fantastic pick, and I talked about him in the 4th or 5th. One of my top fits there. Going in the 6th. Yeah. Love it. Got our wish. Yeah, I got 7 of my wishes. 7 out of 9 of my guys. That's why I do those top fit videos. I do that every year. I like to break that down. And for those of you who tune in, this happens every year, but I don't think it's ever happened 7 out of 9. That's pretty wild. But I do that stuff for you. You guys make me dedicated to watching the tape, dedicated to breaking this stuff down as much as I can. And dude, I told you there were times I'm on break watching tape on people, doing stuff like breaking down whatever I can, videos and making graphics for you. And it's just like, ah. But that insanity all came to a head here today, and it was awesome because I had 7 graphics already that were, guys that I talked about. And it was like I brought back the videos from when I talked about them, broke down why I wanted them, and I just played them for you. So it's just, and yeah, everybody's got a chip on their shoulder. And we talked about that. That's, what kind of players, and you want leaders. And I think people are in for a rude awakening. Nice. Yes. And it's going to be exciting to see all that stuff, man. I'm very, very exciting. So we'll see. But how do I don't know, man. I just kind of do it. I got real sick, almost died. It was stuck in a hospital bed, and we created On the Road to Victory. And at first I was just like making videos and like I would say stuff and then post them. And I was like, you know what? Why don't I try to make my own graphics? So I started doing that thing where I'd take like the Twitter post and put them in front of a picture and stuff. And then everybody started doing that. I was like, oh, they must like that. So that was like, what, 5-6 years ago? It was crazy, man. But then I just started dabbling with a bunch of different apps. And I don't know, man. I was always like a creative kind of person. So I think, I don't know. I just kind of found a way to keep figuring out more stuff. And I try to make the best that I can. And I appreciate that, man. I'm glad you like them. Oh, yeah. We got all kinds of options here. And that's when people are crying, throughout the draft, and we didn't do this. It's like, and before the draft, it's like, I don't know if they understand that the draft's coming and we're allowed to pick people. It's always so funny to me because I know what's coming. They're going to be flip-flopping real quick. I love it. And yeah, you guys know we talked about Gabe Hall. I'm a fan there, so can't wait to see him. And A+ indeed. I saw somebody who's like, you definitely get to B. I'm like, yeah, okay, pal. Like, talk yourself through it, dude, because that was tremendous indeed, my friend. I just stunned that Howie Roseman continues to be able to fleece people like that. Like, I know who he is, but they apparently, okay, nuts. Yo, hey, thank you guys for tuning in. Seriously, I cannot do this without you guys. I wouldn't be able to pick 7 of these 9 guys, tell you who we're picking if it weren't for you, because you push me to keep going, do the hard work that needs to be done out here because, well, nobody else is doing it. So let's have it go, you sickos. This is all worth it, right? We talked our trash the last few months. Watch, man, watch. And here we stand, man. And I appreciate that, JP. And tomorrow I'll try to do my best to break down the undrafted guys like we do each year. And I know you guys, that one's always like one of my most watched videos. You guys are intense. So I love it, man. You're sickos. And that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, right. And I told you, my source told me he reminds him of like John Runyon Jr. and another ex-Eagles kid. So look, I would love that. And he thinks he could push Dean. So I'm down, definitely down. And it was a very amazing draft, dude. I thought just incredible. And I appreciate that, man. And I'm not into like the fire trade. Everybody sucks. Just whine, follow Dan Sileo. That's never going to be me. I'm just going to stick with the facts that I'm glad you guys like them. My favorite, all of them. I love every pick because, I'll take 7 out of those 9 any day. And clearly getting the best cornerback is amazing, but then trading up for Cooper DeJean, that was awesome. I like Jalen Hunt. I like the Shipley pick. And I think, for me, all of them are pretty awesome because of what he did, acquiring all those other picks, for next year. There's that 3rd, 4th, and 5th. So you look at it as a whole, that's amazing. And then, today you get Aeneas Smith. I like that pickup a lot. I love the Trotter pickup. I thought the lineman, getting Keegan and getting McMahon there was good. Johnny Wilson, I love. But Mitchell and DeJean right there, I would have to be a tie because you guys know how much I told you I would take either and be one of the happiest men ever. We got both. So, wow. Still pretty shocked. Yeah, he's my son. I think I might be. No, he is definitely a little older than me, but too funny. But I appreciate you guys. I really do. And just doing my best out here. And look, dude, apparently you guys think I look like him. I don't see it, but I'm all about it. He wants to start taking me to the family, gatherings. I'm all about it. And yeah, it's impossible for me to pick one. And I think that, there's always going to be, oh, you know what? You whine way too much. I think I'm just going to do without that. Okay. Sorry. I had to get rid of Richie there. I think for months throughout this draft process, he has been one of the most unbearable people I've ever dealt with. No matter what you say, no matter what we do, he is crying. I'm pretty sure that's Dan Silio's burner account. Richie, we see right through you. We know you're Dan Silio, but had to cut you from the comments there, my man. And I don't like to do that to people unless they're being unruly, but you are truly unbearable. So we're going to just stop you from commenting all that negativity because how funny is it? The comment right before is, it's possible to pick from today. I love them up, right? So, look, you're going to have your whiny fans. That's just, we're full of them. We have this new sect of the fan base that are like Cowboys fans. Nothing I can do about it, man. I'm going to keep doing my thing. I'm going to keep growing this channel and whiny bitches be gone. I just don't have time for it. It really is just so much at this point. And everybody tell me, you don't know about the draft. You don't know about the cap. And it's like, all right, dog, show me anybody else doing what I do. And then It's every year, dude. And it's like, all right, man. I truly get it, man. You hate the fact that I get shit right. Like, I don't know what to do for you. I go cry in your pillow. I don't know what to tell you, dude. I'm going to keep stunting on these hoes all day, baby. That's just what I do. So if that offends them, then they're just going to have to figure it out. But, I don't know how much Trotter's going to be competing for a starting job off the bat here. But again, like I said, do not expect every rookie to be all pro week one. Let's not let these guys develop. I know people want to, get rid of Jordan Davis and, just like with Jalen Hurts, you got to trade everyone. Let's not do that this year. Let's start this year off right. Let's get everybody on board with not being Dan Cilios, right? So we're going to watch these guys develop. We're going to watch everybody, and we're going to understand that, hey, there's a reason, they fall in the draft. There's a reason. So, not every coach sucks. Everybody sucks because these guys aren't, playing every snap. And in the all-pro game, there is no all-pro game. Just saying, it's going to be a great battle indeed, though. It is, dude. And that's what we're going to talk about this all season. So while everyone else is out there, everybody sucks. We hate everyone. This guy's not starting. This guy is starting. I'll show you the real depth charts. I'll show you what's actually going on. I will actually, sorry, dude. I just don't have time for that. And that dude is you guys have to know that name by now. When you stick out to me, when I see your name and I'm just like, oh, God. I literally saw his name, and then I read it. Oh, you Johnny Wilson sucks. Like, all right, dude, we get it. We get it. I don't know. Turn your life around. Figure out whatever you got going on at home, but you're not going to be tuning in here anymore trying to bring that negativity into my show. You guys, there are so many content creators that feed off of that build their channels off of that negativity. You're more than welcome. Please, this is a place for the sicko watching right now, sees me pointing at him. That's who this show is for. Those of you who want to break down every position through the draft and then say, holy shit, that dude told me about 7 of 9 of these guys. That's what I do this for. I want you to be able to look at the cap space. And I'm going to apologize one last time for holding that information, but I really needed to see if the media and other content creators really were taking my work. And they were, because nobody was able to give that cap information. So it was like, sorry about that, but I needed to know this year, because I'm like, how did everyone all of a sudden become a cap expert? And it feels like they're only experts after I make these videos. So I held off on the video, and sure as shit, they weren't able to get that out to you. So unfortunate. I think that if you talk about somebody hitting the ground running, it's Cooper DeJean. So when you're looking at this depth chart here, Quinyon Mitchell, I think he could definitely be starting day one, but you don't have to rush him, right? Just like I was saying there, if these guys aren't starting and it just simmer down, you've got Isaiah Rodgers, you've got Avonte Maddox, James Bradbury, all guys with experience. And sometimes you can, allow these guys a few weeks to get up to pace or do whatever. And yeah, we could probably get rid of some of these guys. I'm just saying there's going to be competition. So for me, that inside, that nickel job, we talked about, Maddox, McPherson, they can all compete. Isaiah Rodgers can dabble in there if they want to play someone like Ringo or Ricks outside. And I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I'm just saying you have competition. But I think DeJean, he comes right in and can help you right there off the bat. And he'll compete with those other guys. But he also helps you at safety, where Sidney Brown says he'll be ready. We'll see. Oh, my damn. The hell? Some kind of bug on me or something. Anyways, sorry. At safety, you got Reed Blankenship. You've got some pieces there. CJ Gardner-Johnson's obviously back, but he comes in as that dime backer, that big nickel, and not just, the nickel back, and he could help you outside if you wanted, but you are loaded. So I think he just comes in right away and helps you. But you also look at the impact of, Quinyon Mitchell could start. He's really good. He could play right away. I'd love that. You look at Jalen Hunt. I think he'll be an immense help on special teams, and he'll be part of that rotation, but won't see much time right away. Shipley, I think, could help on special teams, but maybe, wins over the job over Kenny. You never know what these kids will do. I think, Johnny Wilson and Aeneas Smith, they could definitely impact as wide receivers. I think more so Aeneas Smith off the bat, but you never know. Johnny Wilson's such a freak specimen with the right coaching in the right system. And I think he could really be a nasty dude. And I think he could definitely make a big impact. So all these guys, and even the offensive linemen. And weirdly enough, you know what? Here's a stunner for you. Let's throw this one out here. A lot of moving pieces indeed, man. And we're still winning that Super Bowl indeed. Don't let them tell you any differently. They will be repeating me, I promise you. But I think that let's go with Keegan there. What if he wins that right guard job? Not giving up a sack last year, playing in Michigan, just mauling people. And we talked about his agility and things he needs, to, maybe be concerned about. But I think as a starter, but I think it's just little things where I think this dude is going to be special. I really do. So for me, any of these guys could really make an impact, but I think those first two especially could. DeGene, my number one, but man, gonna be intense. Actually, watch. Yeah, I don't know how, dude. I really, really don't. And he's a weirdo, dude. Yeah, I'm hyped to get him too, dude. He was one of my top fits, so very excited. And it's weird, dude. I just don't get into it. Starting a slow would help. Yeah, you got a lot of stuff. I definitely wouldn't put Maddox at safety. I think DeGene would. No, he's not going to change his safety. He plays safety, nickel, corner, outside. He does it all. That's what I was just saying there. That Swiss Army knife is what I was calling him in that draft process, as Dank's saying here. So, yeah, you guys know why I wanted him. So, I'm pumped up. But I don't know that Maddox even makes the team, to be honest with you. So, drafting national G. Yeah, man. And you're always looking for those high caliber players. You're looking for leaders. You're looking for guys that, are going to impact this team right away. So, man, what a draft. And we looked at all the trades. I don't know if I showed you this last part before I roll out, but here is the draft picks that we now have. So you got 9 picks, is it, next year? So, yeah, a first, a second, 2 thirds, a fourth, 2 fifths, 2 sevenths. Howie, you sick son of a. Next year after that, 2 thirds, along with all your other picks. So, my God, he is truly a madman, and I honestly just can't believe it. So, well, you saw it there, the undrafted guys that we have as of now, and I'll break down all of them tomorrow. And we'll make that defensive video next week. We'll do all kinds of stuff to get you pumped up for this season. But good evening to you. I hope you enjoyed your weekend. I am truly beat after this entire draft process. I am running on fumes here, running on empty. Okay, so I hope you all enjoyed all of this draft coverage, the pre-draft post here tonight. If you did, do me a favor, hit that like button. Again, I cannot thank you all enough for tuning into all those shows. I know there's only like 100 people per video I put out, but for the 100 plus of you that did watch those videos, you knew about all these players before it happened, and I love that for you. So go let the world know the Eagles just pulled off one of the best drafts in a while. And the most trades since 1990 in a draft. That's pretty wild, man. Howie was going nuts. So people can hate me all they want for supporting Howie, but as I always say, they'll be on board soon enough. Love it. I truly do. I do. Every second of it. Joe, appreciate you, man, and take care there, bud. Thank you to you, Joe. I hope you're having a great night. I'm so beat, dude. You've been tuning into all these shows. I appreciate you. And look, I appreciate that, Sean, and everybody else that's tuning in throughout these. In China, I think you're in here. I know Kajit's mom is in here, and I know that Liz was in here, and Drew was in here, and all of you, dude. Tiffany, you are one of the most real, and Nina, and you guys sharing my stuff, tagging me and stuff, and just getting the good word out there, letting people know. And I'll have all the kind of information you want to know tomorrow, and we'll talk about what this team it's going to look like, what it's going to do, all kinds of fun stuff for you guys to learn about. I'm going to go learn myself some right now so that I can relay a lot of that information to you. But let's effing go. Let's effing go. But I don't know, man. If you want to go with 6 years, I can't accept it. But I will go with the 7 out of 9. I do love that. But you know what I said? What sucks is I had Quinyon Mitchell, and then the media started putting out those rumors that we were drafting him. So I was just like, I'm going to go with Cooper DeJean. That's what they do to me every time. I stay away from it. And it was so funny. I was with Chelsea when I saw it, and I said, this is going to taint what I do tonight. And it did, sure as shit. But the football gods were looking down upon thee and me and ye. And, well, not only did we get Quinyon Mitchell, the number 1 corner, well, then we get DeJean too. So I'll accept that. Let's effing go. But all of you, thank you so much for all of your support, all of your time. Hitting the like button, subscribing, sharing does so much for me. So thank you so much for doing that stuff. Have yourselves a great rest of your weekend. Tomorrow, going to watch me some Sixers. Going to get some of this stuff around for you, the undrafted stuff and everything else I can possibly do with the cap and everything. You know me, I'm a sicko. So whatever you're thinking of, I'm getting it ready. I promise you. So thank you, Obi, my man, and appreciate you taking the time throughout this draft process. Glad you guys really, and some of you, you reach out all the time. You're commenting on every video, and that's some true sicko stuff, and I love to see it because that's what I'm here for, man. You sickos. So it was a great time, and now it's time to get real. We're about to go into rookie minicamp, and we'll talk about all the battles at each position. We'll look at. You won't just see a depth chart. I'll break down each position like I always do. We'll go through and you'll get to know everything about every single player. I promise you, you don't have to. And if you're just new watching this channel for the first time, I promise you, you will never have to watch any of those clowns out there in the media always spreading their negativity. I have you covered on every single thing that happens that actually matters, of course. And no rumors, no dumb shit. And we actually destroy them when they come out. But I love you all. And again, I'll be back tomorrow unless something wild happens tonight. Then I will return. But that was your 2024 draft class. Undrafted free agent signings for now. Let me know if you're watching this later. Yo, my man Dragon, appreciate you, bro. Just about to tune out, but appreciate you tuning in throughout this draft coverage. Love to hear from you guys. You have any thoughts you want to leave down below after this video? You're watching this later. I would love to hear from you, what your grades are, whatever's on your mind. Man, let's effing go. I am really excited for this team, and I promise you, it's time to go get that Super Bowl win. It's happening. I promise you. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you need anything, feel free, reach out. I am always here for you guys. Seriously, you do nothing but support me, so I try to do the same. So reach out if you need me. Until next time, I'm Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, say it with me now. Go Birds!